you mentioned, it's going to come down to the Niners pass rush producing when it matters most. Do you think it will?
Yeah, I do. You know why? Because they have enough personnel, and this is as deep a defensive end group maybe in the history of the 49ers.
Yeah.
I mean, this is as far as depth. I mean, Drake Jackson can get it done. He hasn't been active the last 2 weeks. I mean, Jordan Willis is. I was talking to George Odom. He's like, the first time I saw Jordan Willis, I was like, man, he's a monster
Yeah.
because he's 6'4", 270, and he runs in the 4.5s, and he's got a great motor.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Ebukam, who's having the best year of his career. I think he's just playing with a lot of confidence. He's got a great motor when he's not hurt. I mean, if he's healthy, and then you got the best in the game. You know, you got Bosa, and then I've even mentioned Amenahue. Amenahue leaned out from 275 to 260, and he's just exactly what you're looking for. So they just got all kinds of guys, and heck, if they want to pull Kalia Davis, they got another guy there. So I just think that the
You didn't even mention
depth.
Eric Armstead.
I mean, Armstead's the given. I mean,
Yeah.
Armstead's just, there's two guys that command the double teams. It's Bosa and Armstead, and Armstead's like Superman. I mean, he made a tackle on his knees the other day at the goal line, and
Yeah.
before he was on his knees, he threw away the offensive lineman like it was me, and
Right.
then fell to the ground, and then looked up, and there was the
Yeah.
back, and he still made the tackle, and then McGill came around the side and pulled the running back's legs back to diffuse some of the power. But yeah, and even guys like McGill. I mean, I mean, mentioned McGill, but
Yeah.
McGill,
He makes plays.
is flying around. This guy Dwumfauer,
Yeah.
he had a fumble recovery, and he
Yeah.
moves great. I mean, he moves great. I don't know where they find these guys, but he's 290. So I mean, they got a lot of guys up front. I think they'll get it done up front.
I think what's interesting is in the last year and the Super Bowl, they basically didn't get it done when it mattered most. They had a great D line both seasons, and it felt like they just got tired at the end of a long season. And in the fourth quarter, when they needed, when they could have won, when they could have put the game away with defense, and their offense wasn't executing, they couldn't do it. Like Bosa wasn't as dominant, and Armstead wasn't there, and Buckner too. And now, to your point, they're deeper. So maybe in game 20, 21, are there 21 games? Well, however many there are. 21. They won't run out of gas. That being said, it still feels like it's very Bosa dependent. It's nice to see that Jordan Willis is coming on. He seems like a very important part of this defense. All of a sudden, I think he's better than Ebukam. I think he's the second best pass rusher on the team.
He's healthier and fresher.
That's right. Ebukam's been dealing with like a Achilles,
things.
calf, bunch of things. But all of a sudden, Jordan Willis emerging late in the season is huge. It makes me feel like maybe he can be the closer if it's not Bosa. Because a really sophisticated – if the Niners are in the Super Bowl against Andy Reid has 2 weeks to prepare. He's not going to let Bosa beat him. He didn't last time. He's not going to this time. He actually does a good job against Bosa. The Niners need someone else to step up. And if it's Willis, then, yeah, they can seal the deal. Or someone
They
else.
also have guys, I think there's, as far as the games they're playing this year, I think are a little bit more intricate than some of the games they've played in the past. So they've got depth, and they've got depth of guys that have been in the system that can play, these orchestrated games up front. Then they've got these delayed blitz linebackers. I mean, between Aziz, Greenlaw, and Warner, you could send any of those three guys on a delayed blitz and get there. And then Hufanga is great, going in, shooting the into the backfield. To me, if there's a couple things I'd like to see is if they send Hufanga early in the year, he just absolutely squared guys up and they were going down. Late in the year, he's falling off too many of those plays. If you want to beat the Chiefs, you're gonna have to hit Mahomes and not fall off. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's not gonna. You can't just rush him and slide off. That's like worse than even never rushing him. And so,
right, because now you're just opening up the pocket pretty much.
Yeah, you're opening up a run lane usually because you're not sliding off. He's falling to the ground. So I just think that Hufanga's got to detonate on guys when he gets. He's only going to get maybe one or two blitz opportunities in these games. he's got to come. He's got to hit home. He's got to make that tackle because he's fallen off that tackle a lot in the second half.
Yeah, and Greenlaw's going to have to come back and play well.
Yeah,
He will.
He just got to come back because he always plays well.